Yes, I'm here. What do you want me to do? I can't see the slate. Dark Shadows, number 1. VTR 613, air date 6/27/66. Take 3.
My name is Victoria Winters. My journey is beginning. A journey that I hope will open the doors of life to me and link my past with my future. A journey that will bring me to a strange and dark place, to the edge of the sea, high atop Widow's Hill, a house called Collinwood, a world I've never known, with people I've never met. People who tonight are still only shadows in my mind, but who will soon fill the days and nights of my tomorrows.
Watched pot never boils. Coin a phrase.
Don't you think you ought to look in on your son?
The little monster's asleep, and I'm delighted. I choose my words with infinite precision.
Roger, you're a fool.
Not 1/10 the fool you are, my dear. Look at you standing at the window, looking out into the night, waiting for someone who should never have been asked to come here in the first place.
She'll work out very well, I'm sure.
Doing what? Holding my little son's hand? Comforting you when the shutters creak? Elizabeth, with all our ghost, we don't need any strangers in this house, and you know it.
I think I can be the judge of that.
But you don't even know the girl. Elizabeth, I'm your brother. I'm thinking only of your own welfare. Why bring somebody all the way up from New York to do something we're perfectly capable of handling ourselves?
Because I choose to do so.
Oh, come to your senses, Elizabeth. When the girl arrives, give her a month's salary and tell her to go back where she came from. Why don't you open the doors and let the whole town come trooping through the house and have done with it?
The girl will stay.
You are a fool, Elizabeth. Yes, you are. Inviting problems.
The only problem I've invited is standing before me at this moment. I have asked Miss Winters to live here, and she'll stay.
Mister, we'll be in Collinsport in 10 minutes. Mister?
The winters. That's what'll get you down up here in Maine. They're cold and damp.
Excuse me. We'll be in Collinsport in about 10 minutes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Better have your baggage ready, miss. Only 2 of you getting off here. Won't be here long.
Doesn't sound like much of a place, does it?
This train hasn't made a regular stop there in maybe 5 years. That's what kind of a place it is. What are you going to Collinsport for anyway?
A job.
Now, what kind of a job would bring a girl like you all the way from New York? Let me tell you something. I've been living in this part of the country all my life, and I've only been in Collinsport once. Just once. That was more than enough for me.
Elizabeth Collins Stoddard, Collinsport, Maine. Oh, I'm sorry, Victoria. That name doesn't mean anything to me. When did you get this letter?
This morning. Mrs. Hopewell, I don't know why she should offer me the position. I've never heard of the woman.
Well, obviously she's heard of you.
But how?
I wouldn't know.
Are you sure?
Oh, now, Vicky, I've already told you.
Mrs. Hopewell, I've looked at a map. And Collinsport is only 50 miles from Bangor.
I see. Well, surely you don't think there's any connection.
I don't know what to think. All I do know is I've spent most of my life here in the Foundling Home, living, working now. And suddenly I get a letter from a woman I've never seen, living in a place I've never heard of. Wouldn't you say that's a little bit strange?
What I would say is that you have an offer of a job as a companion and governess at a very fair rate of pay. Now, the only question you have to answer is whether or not you want to take the position.
Go to a small town after you've been living in a city like New York. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Oh,
I don't believe you've heard a word I said.
I'm sorry. I guess I was daydreaming.
I was asking you, what are you going to do for fun in a place like...
Next stop, Collinsport.
Oh, my goodness.
Need any help, dearie?
No, thank you. Well, goodbye.
Bye-bye. Oh, miss. Good luck.
Excuse me. I wonder if you'd know if they have any taxis here.
I wouldn't know what they have here. Not anymore.
Well, how do they expect anyone to get to town?
Broomsticks and unicorn. And chauffeured cars. Can I give you a lift? I can take you to the hotel. You'll get a taxi there.
That's very kind of you, Mr.
Devlin. Burke Devlin.
I'm Victoria Winters.
Welcome to the beginning and the end of the world, Miss Winters.
I'm afraid I'm not going that far. Only to a house called Collinwood. Do you know it?
Yes, I do. Very well. Shall we go? Hasn't changed a bit. Do you still want a taxi?
How else can I get to Collinwood?
You can take my advice. Get the next bus to Bangor. You get a train there for New York. You'll be home by morning.
Thanks, but I'll settle for the taxi.
Sorry, I was just getting a cup of coffee.
My name's Devlin.
What? Why, Burke? It's nice
Burke
to see
Devlin.
you.
I wired for 3 rooms.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, Mr. Devlin. We're expecting you. Your rooms are ready. I think I have a message for you.
And I want a taxi for this girl.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think that'll be possible for a while. Harry? Why, you know Harry.
I don't remember anyone.
Harry Jones. He runs our taxi. He's got a flat. He's getting it fixed.
How long will that take?
Well,
Look, I don't mind waiting. I'm sure it won't take too long.
Thank you, miss.
I've come this far. I can wait another few minutes.
If you want to.
The coffee shop's right in there. I'll let you know when your taxi's here.
That's very kind of you.
When was this left here?
Oh, about an hour ago.
The black ones go upstairs. The red one's hers.
What a strange man. You know him, don't you?
Yeah. Since he was this high.
You're supposed to meet me at the hotel, Strake.
Hello, Mr. Devlin. Have a seat. Bring another beer for my friend.
Listen, Strake, I'm not in...
Come on, Mr. Devlin. You pay me for my work, and I do it. Don't begrudge a man a chance to buy his employer a drink.
Now, let's find out what I'm paying you for.
Fair enough. You know, I should charge you double the way these people clam up. See, now, where do you want me to start? He's a nice fella. Thinks I'm a real estate salesman. That's a laugh, isn't it? He says this joint really starts jumping in about a half an hour when the kids get here.
I suppose you get started. I want to know everything you have on the Collins family. Everyone who lives in that house on the hill. And anyone who has anything to do with them.
And then can I go back home to New York?
Start talking.
Roast beef rare and coffee, right?
Right. I'm starved.
You are also a jerk.
Beg your pardon.
Jerk. J-E-R-K.
Well, thanks.
Don't mention it. The name's Maggie Evans. And right now I'm the last link in a long string of gossip. Sandwich rare enough for you?
Oh, it's fine. But I still don't understand
It's
why...
like this. A chauffeur tells a desk clerk, who tells a housekeeper, who tells me that you're going to work up in Collinwood. That makes you a jerk.
But why?
Listen, honey, the Collins family is the biggest thing in this town. They own the biggest cannery, the biggest fishing fleet, and the biggest, darkest, gloomiest old house. And they're kooks, every one of them.
I don't believe that.
Okay. Move in there. But take a good look in that mirror right now. Because in 2 months, that pretty hair of yours is going to be one glorious shade of gray.
You make it sound like some old English novel with rattling chains, ghosts in the corridors.
You think that's wrong? I could tell you things about that house that would rock you from here all the way back to the railroad station.
I'd rather not hear them.
Okay. There's one born every minute. Okay. But you're gonna need your strength. Apple pie in the house, and I won't take no for an answer.
Then I'll say yes.
What are you trying to do? Bury yourself?
Just the opposite.
With your looks and brains, you could get a dozen jobs right here in New York. Hey, that's my slip you're packing.
I'm sorry. It's not the job, Sandy. It's the place.
You've got a yen for fishing villages? So go out to Long Island, have a ball. But a nowhere place like Collinsport, Maine?
I don't really want to go. But I have to.
Come on. That doesn't make any sense at all.
But it's true. This could be the most important step I've taken in my whole life.
What?
To me. To finding me. To seeing who I really am.
Did you say you were looking for something?
Oh, I was thinking.
Say, you are in trouble. Talking to yourself, and you haven't even been up on the hill yet. Maybe you belong in that house.
Maybe I do.
You know, the big problem was the old lady, Elizabeth Stoddard. Not much I could dig up on her.
Does she still run the business?
Well, she makes all the important decisions, if that's what you mean. The manager of the fishing fleet comes up to the house to see her about once a week.
Does she ever go into town?
Nope.
So, that hasn't changed.
Best I can learn, Mr. Devlin, is that Elizabeth Collins Stoddard hasn't left that hill in 18 years.
Did you find out why?
Well, there are a number of stories going around. None of them really make much sense. They'll all be in the report. Personally, I think she needs a keeper.
Perhaps she's getting one.
Like who? You?
No. A girl. Who doesn't know what she's getting into.
The thing I would do is stay here in the hotel overnight, go on up to the house in the morning, look around, then make up my mind.
Well, I'm not
Maggie
sure.
bending your ear?
Just giving her a little sound advice, that's all.
Don't listen to her, Miss Winters. She'll have you running for the hills before you have time to pack your bag. Your taxi's here.
Thank you.
What are you going to do?
Exactly what I came up here to do. Thanks for the pie.
Consider it part of your last meal. Good luck.
Tell me the truth. You were just trying to make me nervous, weren't you?
Sure. Sure I was, honey. It'll be a ball.
I'm Victoria Winters. Is Miss...
Come in, Miss Winters.